Have you ever felt stuck, watching others get rich while you struggle? What if I told you there's a hidden bridge to wealth that most people never find? This isn't some magic trick or get-rich-quick scheme. It's a powerful method called the quantum bridge technique, and it's 100% effective when used right. This technique can totally change your life by connecting your inner world to the world of wealth in ways you've never dreamed possible. Here's the thing. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. If you don't use the quantum bridge technique, you might find yourself stuck in the same financial rut year after year. Your dreams of wealth and abundance could remain just that, dreams. But there's a flip side to this coin. If you master this technique, you could see money flowing into your life like never before. Imagine waking up every day feeling financially free, knowing that you have more than enough. That's what's at stake here. So, what exactly is this quantum bridge technique? Think of it like building an invisible bridge between two worlds, the world inside your mind and the world of wealth and abundance out there. It's based on the idea that everything in the universe is connected, including your thoughts and the physical reality around you. This technique isn't about wishful thinking or just hoping for the best. It's a practical step-by-step method that anyone can learn and use. The quantum bridge technique helps you align your inner self with the abundance of the universe. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency. When you're on the right wavelength, wealth starts to flow. Let's break it down even further. Imagine you're standing on one side of a deep canyon. On your side, it's all struggle and financial worries. On the other side, there's wealth, abundance, and financial freedom. The quantum bridge is like an invisible path that connects these two sides. Most people can't see this bridge, so they think it's impossible to cross over. But once you know it's there and learn how to use it, you can walk right over to the side of wealth and abundance. The amazing thing about the quantum bridge is that it works with the laws of the universe, not against them. It's not about forcing things to happen or tricking the system. Instead, it's about aligning yourself with the natural flow of abundance that already exists. Now you might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. I get it. I was skeptical at first too. But here's the thing. The quantum bridge technique isn't magic. It's based on principles that scientists are just starting to understand about how our universe works. It combines ancient wisdom with modern quantum physics in a way that creates real, measurable results. Let me give you an example. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract money easily? They might not be the smartest or the most hardworking, but somehow opportunities and wealth just flow to them. That's because they're unconsciously using parts of the quantum bridge technique. They've accidentally tuned into the right frequency. Now imagine what could happen if you learned to do this on purpose, with a clear method and understanding. The quantum bridge technique works on multiple levels. It changes how you think about money, how you feel about wealth, and how you act in the world. It's like reprogramming your internal money software. When you do this, you start to see opportunities you never noticed before. You make better financial decisions without even trying. And most importantly, you stop sabotaging your own success. One of the key things to understand about the quantum bridge is that it's not just about attracting money. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally has wealth. This is a crucial difference. Many people try to use visualization or positive thinking to get rich, but they're still the same person inside. The quantum bridge technique changes you from the inside out. Think about it this way. If you suddenly won $1 million but didn't change who you are, chances are you'd lose that money pretty quickly. We've all heard stories of lottery winners who end up broke a few years later. That's because they crossed the bridge to wealth temporarily, but they didn't know how to stay there. The quantum bridge technique teaches you how to not just reach wealth, but how to become wealthy in your very being. This technique also helps you overcome one of the biggest obstacles to wealth: fear. Many of us have deep-seated fears about money. We might fear that we don't deserve to be rich, or that wealth will change us in negative ways. The quantum bridge technique helps you face these fears and transform them. It shows you that abundance is your natural state, and that by becoming wealthy, you can actually do more good in the world. Another powerful aspect of this technique is that it aligns you with your true purpose. Many people think they have to choose between doing what they love and making money. The quantum bridge shows you that this is a false choice. When you're truly aligned with your purpose and the universal flow of abundance, you can do what you love and be incredibly successful at the same time. Now, I want to be clear about something. The quantum bridge technique isn't about sitting back and waiting for money to magically appear in your bank account. It's not a passive process. It requires action, but it's inspired action. When you're aligned with the quantum bridge, you'll feel drawn to take certain steps. You'll have hunches and ideas that seem to come out of nowhere. Following these inspirations is a key part of the technique. One of the most exciting things about the quantum bridge technique is that it works for everyone. It doesn't matter what your background is, how much education you have, or what your current financial situation looks like. This technique operates on a level that goes beyond all those surface details. It taps into universal principles that apply to all of us. As we go deeper into the technique in the following sections, you'll learn specific steps and practices that make up the quantum bridge. But for now, I want you to start opening your mind to the possibility that there's more to creating wealth than what you've been taught. The traditional advice of working hard and saving money is not wrong, but it's incomplete. The quantum bridge technique adds the missing piece, the invisible link between your inner world and the world of abundant wealth. Remember, the universe is full of abundance. There's more than enough wealth for everyone. The only reason it might not seem that way is that most people don't know how to access it. They're like people dying of thirst on a raft in the middle of the ocean, not realizing they're surrounded by water they could drink if they just knew how to filter it. The quantum bridge technique is your filter. It allows you to tap into the abundant wealth that's all around you. As we move forward, keep an open mind. Some of what you'll learn might challenge your current beliefs about money and wealth. That's okay. In fact, it's necessary. To cross the quantum bridge, you need to be willing to see things differently. You need to be ready to let go of old limiting beliefs and embrace new possibilities. In the next sections, we'll dive into the specific keys of the quantum bridge technique. You'll learn exactly how to build your own bridge to wealth step by step. You'll discover how to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency of abundance. And you'll find out how to maintain your connection to wealth once you've established it. Get ready for a journey that could completely transform your financial life. The quantum bridge is waiting for you to cross it. Are you ready to take the first step? Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into how the quantum bridge actually works. Think of it like this. Your mind is like a powerful radio transmitter. It's always sending out signals to the universe. These signals are made up of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about money and wealth. The quantum bridge works by helping you tune your inner radio to the right frequency, the frequency of abundance. When you're tuned to the right frequency, amazing things start to happen. You begin to notice opportunities you might have missed before. People who can help you reach your financial goals seem to show up out of nowhere. Even your luck seems to change. But it's not really luck. It's the result of aligning yourself with the flow of abundance in the universe. The quantum bridge works on 3 levels: your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. First, it changes how you think about money. Instead of seeing wealth as something scarce or hard to get, you start to see it as abundant and available. Next, it shifts your emotional state. You begin to feel wealthy and abundant even before you see the physical evidence. Finally, it inspires you to take the right actions that lead to real-world results. One of the key things to understand about the quantum bridge is that it's not just about attracting money to you. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally has wealth. This is a big difference. Many people try to use positive thinking to get rich, but they're still the same person inside. The quantum bridge changes you from the inside out. This technique also helps you overcome one of the biggest obstacles to wealth: fear. Many of us have deep fears about money. We might fear that we don't deserve to be rich, or that wealth will change us in bad ways. The quantum bridge helps you face these fears and change them. It shows you that abundance is natural and that by becoming wealthy, you can actually do more good in the world. Remember, the quantum bridge isn't magic. It won't make money appear out of thin air, but it will open your eyes to the wealth of opportunities around you. It will give you the confidence to take smart risks and make wise decisions. And most importantly, it will help you become the kind of person who attracts and keeps wealth. The first key to using the quantum bridge technique is something I call quantum visualization. This isn't your ordinary daydreaming or wishful thinking. Quantum visualization is a powerful method that actually starts to shift your reality. Here's how it works. Every day, set aside some quiet time. Find a comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and start to imagine your ideal wealthy life. But don't just see it, feel it. Imagine how it feels to have all the money you want. What does your day look like? How do you spend your time? Who are you with? What kind of impact are you making in the world? The key to quantum visualization is to make it as real and detailed as possible. Use all your senses. If you're imagining your dream home, what does it smell like? Can you feel the texture of the furniture? Can you hear the sounds around you? The more real you make it in your mind, the more powerful the visualization becomes. As you do this, pay attention to how your body feels. You might notice a sense of excitement or joy. Maybe you feel more relaxed and at peace. These physical sensations are important. They're signs that you're beginning to align with the frequency of wealth. Now here's where quantum visualization differs from regular visualization. Instead of just imagining a future scenario, you want to step into it fully. Imagine that this wealthy version of you is who you are right now. Feel the confidence, the freedom, the sense of purpose that comes with this wealth. Do this visualization every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Over time, you'll start to notice changes. You might find yourself making different decisions, feeling more confident, or spotting opportunities you would have missed before. This is the quantum bridge starting to form. Remember, consistency is key with quantum visualization. It's like working out. You won't see results after just one session, but if you do it regularly, the changes can be amazing. You're literally rewiring your brain to align with wealth and abundance. One important tip: don't worry if your visualizations seem unrealistic at first. The point isn't to figure out how you'll get there. The point is to open yourself up to the possibility. The how will come later, often in unexpected ways. The second key to the quantum bridge technique is emotional alignment. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They might think positive thoughts about money, but deep down, they still feel scared, anxious, or unworthy when it comes to wealth. Emotional alignment is about changing how you feel about money and wealth. It's not enough to just think about being rich. You need to feel rich. This might sound strange, but your emotions are like a magnet. They attract experiences that match how you feel. So how do you align your emotions with wealth? Start by paying attention to how you feel when you think about money. Do you feel excited and hopeful? Or do you feel worried and stressed? If it's the latter, don't worry. Recognizing these feelings is the first step to changing them. Next, start practicing feeling wealthy. This might feel fake at first, and that's okay. Imagine how you would feel if you had all the money you wanted. Would you feel relaxed? Confident? Generous? Focus on those feelings and try to generate them in your body. One powerful way to do this is through gratitude. Every day, take some time to feel genuinely thankful for the money and resources you already have. Even if it's not as much as you want, feeling grateful for what you have starts to shift your emotional state towards abundance. Another technique is to act as if. Behave as if you're already wealthy. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have. It means carrying yourself with the confidence and ease of someone who doesn't worry about money. Make decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. As you practice emotional alignment, you might notice some resistance. Old fears or doubts might come up. That's normal. When this happens, don't fight it. Instead, acknowledge the feeling. Thank it for trying to protect you, and then gently return to the feeling of abundance. Remember, emotional alignment takes time. You're changing habits and beliefs that might have been with you for years. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate small shifts in how you feel about money. Over time, these small shifts can lead to big changes in your financial reality. The third key to the Quantum Bridge technique is taking action in the physical world. This is where a lot of people get confused about manifesting wealth. They think that if they visualize and feel abundant, money will magically appear. But that's not how it works. The Quantum Bridge requires you to take inspired action. What do I mean by inspired action? These are steps you feel drawn to take, ideas that come to you when you're in a state of alignment. They might not always make logical sense, but they feel right. Trusting and acting on these inspirations is a crucial part of the Quantum Bridge technique. Here's an example. Let's say you've been doing your quantum visualizations and emotional alignment practices. One day, you suddenly feel a strong urge to take a different route to work. You follow this urge and end up meeting someone who introduces you to a great business opportunity. This is inspired action at work. But inspired action isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as feeling motivated to learn a new skill or reaching out to an old contact. The key is to stay open and follow these nudges when they come. Now, this doesn't mean you should sit around waiting for inspiration to strike. Part of taking action in the physical world means doing the practical things that create wealth. This might include learning about investing, starting a side business, or finding ways to increase your income. The difference is that when you're aligned with the Quantum Bridge, these actions don't feel like a chore. They feel exciting and full of potential. You're not just working hard because you think you should. You're taking inspired action towards your vision of wealth. One important aspect of taking action is being willing to step out of your comfort zone. The Quantum Bridge often leads you to do things you've never done before. This might feel scary, but it's also where the biggest growth and opportunities happen. Remember, the universe responds to action. You can visualize and feel abundant all day long, but if you never do anything different in the physical world, nothing will change. The Quantum Bridge technique is about creating a partnership between your inner world and the outer world. As you take action, pay attention to the results you get. Sometimes things will work out exactly as you hoped. Other times, they won't. Either way, there's valuable feedback. If things work out, great. If they don't, ask yourself what you can learn from the experience. Often, what seems like a setback is actually the universe redirecting you to an even better opportunity. One final note on taking action: don't get too attached to how things should happen. Sometimes the path to wealth looks different than what we expect. Stay open to possibilities. The quantum bridge might lead you to wealth in ways you never imagined. By combining quantum visualization, emotional alignment, and inspired action, you create a powerful force for change in your life. You're not just wishing for wealth, you're actively co-creating it with the universe. This is the true power of the quantum bridge technique. Common mistakes to avoid. As you start using the quantum bridge technique, it's important to be aware of some common pitfalls. Knowing these can save you time and frustration on your journey to wealth. The first mistake many people make is being inconsistent. They might try the technique for a few days, then give up when they don't see instant results. Remember, the quantum bridge is about rewiring your relationship with wealth. This takes time. Consistency is key. Even if you only spend a few minutes each day on the technique, doing it regularly is what creates lasting change. Another common error is focusing too much on the how. People get caught up in trying to figure out exactly how their wealth will come. This actually limits the possibilities. The universe often has ways of bringing abundance that we could never have imagined. Instead of worrying about the how, focus on the feeling of already being wealthy. Trust that the how will reveal itself in time. A third mistake is letting doubt and fear take over. It's natural to have doubts, especially when you're trying something new. But if you let these doubts dominate your thoughts and feelings, you're sending mixed signals across the quantum bridge. When doubts come up, acknowledge them, but then gently redirect your focus to your vision of abundance. Lastly, many people make the mistake of keeping their old habits and expectations. They try to use the quantum bridge technique, but they're still acting from a place of scarcity. For example, they might visualize abundance, but then complain about prices or feel envious of others' wealth. Remember, the quantum bridge is about becoming a new version of yourself. Be willing to let go of old patterns that don't serve your new, wealthy identity. To really understand the power of the quantum bridge technique, let's look at some real-life success stories. These are people who have used this method to transform their financial lives. Take Sarah, for example. She was a single mom struggling to make ends meet. She started using the quantum bridge technique, consistently visualizing a life of abundance and aligning her emotions with wealth. Within 6 months, she got a promotion at work and started a successful side business. Now, 2 years later, she's financially free and able to provide a comfortable life for her kids. Then there's Michael, who had been in debt for years. He felt stuck and hopeless about his financial situation. After learning the quantum bridge technique, he started to see money differently. He began to feel grateful for what he had and visualized himself debt-free. Inspired action led him to learn about personal finance. He created a plan to pay off his debt, and to his amazement, unexpected opportunities to earn extra money started appearing. In just 18 months, he was completely debt-free and starting to build wealth. Lastly, consider the story of Emma and James, a couple who dreamed of retiring early to travel the world. They used the quantum bridge technique together, visualizing their ideal retirement and aligning their emotions with this vision. They felt inspired to start learning about investing. Though they made some mistakes along the way, they kept their vision clear and their actions consistent. 5 years later, they had built a portfolio that allowed them to retire 15 years earlier than they had originally planned. These stories show that the quantum bridge technique can work for anyone, regardless of their starting point. The key is consistent practice and a willingness to change both internally and externally. We've journeyed through the powerful quantum bridge technique, a method that can truly transform your financial life. We've explored how this technique works by aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency of wealth and abundance. Remember, the quantum bridge is not about magical thinking or getting rich overnight. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with wealth. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts and maintains abundance. We've covered the 3 key elements: quantum visualization, where you create a vivid, sensory-rich vision of your wealthy life; emotional alignment, where you learn to feel wealthy before you see the physical evidence; and inspired action, where you take steps in the real world guided by your new alignment with abundance. We've also looked at common mistakes to avoid and seen inspiring success stories of people who have used this technique to change their lives. Now, it's your turn. The quantum bridge is waiting for you to cross it. Start with small steps. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your ideal wealthy life. Pay attention to how you feel about money and practice generating feelings of abundance. And most importantly, be open to taking inspired action when opportunities present themselves. Remember, consistency is key. The quantum bridge technique is not a quick fix, but a powerful tool for long-term transformation. Be patient with yourself and celebrate every small win along the way. As you practice this technique, you may find that not only does your financial situation improve, but other areas of your life begin to flourish as well. That's because the principles of the quantum bridge apply to all aspects of abundance, health, relationships, personal growth, and more. The universe is full of infinite possibilities and abundance. The quantum bridge technique is your way of tapping into this abundance. It's your personal pathway to the wealth and freedom you desire. So are you ready to step onto the quantum bridge? Are you ready to align yourself with the frequency of wealth and abundance? Your journey to financial freedom starts now. Take that first step and watch as the universe begins to respond in amazing ways. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the quantum bridge technique. Remember, you have the power to create the wealthy life you desire. It all starts with you, right here, right now. Here's to your journey across the quantum bridge to a life of abundance and fulfillment.